Hi everybody. So it's totally indecisive weather here, whether it's going to get worse or better if I can make this 9-mile crossing to Beartooth Island. So I'm in no rush, and just to let it decide what it's doing before I make my decision. It's nice when forces out of your control make the decisions for you, because they're always the right decision. So I thought I'd give you a little tour of camp. Walk up through here. I'll make a note of saying there's lots of beautiful campsites right on the beach everywhere. Why don't you just sleep on the beach? It's because the wind gets to be insanely strong here. That's a 4-pound tent. None of my gear that's inside weighs much. It's like silica sand to stake your guy lines down, so I imagine if you left your tent for a second, it would just blow away. It would be a bad spot, so I always look for a sheltered place. If you look at all my camps so far, I found a sheltered place. So walk up through here. There's my dry suit. That's my lifeline out there on this lake if a storm comes up. Puts me in the middle of the lake, flipped over, and can't re-entry. I'll be happy to be wearing that. So it might be a little warm, but we're going to wear it on the long crossings. My kitchen. A little 22, just to make noise if necessary. I always carry bear spray on my hip. It's always in my right pocket. So it's never a question. I just reach there. That's my first line of defense. And then the gun is it's a noise maker. I'm not going to be shooting any big animals with it unless worse came to worse. It's definitely scares them away. I had a bear come into my camp here in the spring, stinking like skunk and very mangy, very gross. And I did everything to scare him away I could, banging pots and pans and yelled at him. And he just ran to the bush line and then started circling around my camp. Just watching me and circling. You don't know what a bear's going to do in that situation. So I put together my little backpacker gun here. Shot one into a tree just in front of him, and he took off. That was it. He was gone. Never saw him again. So, it's my opinion. It's nice to have. Better to have it and not need it. All that. Alright, anyway. So, what do you do with your food out here? Middle of nowhere. You cannot lose your food. David, buddy there, recently did a post, and his barrel got eaten, chewed into, taken away into the bush by a bear. If that happens to me out here, I'm in the middle of nowhere. Same amount. Either way, it's going to take me a week to get to where I'm going, so I have to have my food. So I keep it fairly close to camp. I have my barrel harness. I'll usually find a tree, nice big fat tree, and strap the harness to the tree, and then wrap the chest strap through the other barrel, and then harness that to the tree. So they're both tied to a tree. If he tries to take it, it's going to be a struggle. He usually wake you up, and then you can come out with your bear spray, yelling, and then start shooting the gun into there. So I feel that's what's necessary to keep my food. I'm not going to take it way out in the bush where I can't see it and come back and it's gone. It's just, you're setting yourself up for failure. I'd like to hear other opinions. Yes, you can try and hoist it up a tree. It's not light at all. There's 50 pounds of food came with me. It's enough for 20 days, but ideally it's proper meals and everything planned out for 14 days. Oh yeah, also show you here. That's my food barrel. Put everything in dry bags inside the barrel. The barrel holds in the scent, the dry bags hold in the scent, and it helps me organize. This is breakfast and lunch. It's all that I keep in there. My coffee's in there. It's part of my breakfast routine. It's a backpacker's pantry, lots of peak breakfasts. Really good, easy, light, and quick food. It's all peak meals for my suppers. A lot of flies here getting my face. And that's some dried moose that an old native guy gave me on the way here, and he's like, "Where you going? This is survival food. You might need it." It's absolutely amazing. I hope he's wrong that I don't need it, but I've been eating it just because it's probably the best food I have here. And then all my snacks, jerkies, fruit bars, you know, fruit and nuts during the day. My stove also goes into that barrel. It never changes. Every trip I know exactly what's in each barrel. My other barrel. All my camping stuff goes in here. All my sleeping gear. So I've got my tent. Super moist at night, so I'm drying the rain fly out before I pack it. Sleeping bag, sleeping pad, my little trinkets container with all my stuff, essentials. It all goes into this barrel, and my clothes. Come over to my tent. Beautiful little tent. I made the footprint. It's actually also a Nemo footprint. I ordered the wrong one. Or the wrong one was sent, so they just told me I could keep it and sent me a new one. And then I cut it in half and added a footprint out of that Nemo Hornet footprint to make a boot room, which I really like. Just roll it back when you don't need it. Well, that's it. This is pretty well the same routine for every camp. It's just different placement of the items. Thanks for joining. Tell me what you guys think.